If you're considering investing or moving to Telford, stay tuned. This lettings market intel is postcode specific, using up-to-date data and expert insights. It's being brought to you by Manley's Property Mark accredited lettings specialists based in Wellington. Their accreditation means they are qualified, adhere to a code of conduct, and are regulated. You'll find them at 23A Market Street, Wellington, Telford, TF1 1DT, or online at manleysproperty.co.uk.
Hello and welcome to our lettings market update for Telford and Wellington. Whether you're thinking of renting, investing, or just keeping an eye on the market, there's plenty to update you on. One thing that's always set our area apart is the great value you get compared to the wider West Midlands, and in fact much of the UK. When you look at the bigger picture, you can see that the West Midlands sits somewhere in the middle of the pack in terms of annual rent growth. Other regions have seen even sharper increases, pushing close to 9%, while areas such as Greater London and the East Midlands have recorded more modest rises. So, with our region averaging just 7.7%, it offers solid value for money without quite the same pressure on rents as some of the country's hotspots. Looking into the region, over the past year, rents here have risen in Telford and Wellington by an average of 7.2%, lower than that 7.7% regional average. This means most homes let for around £933 a month, which really reinforces how competitive our local rents still are in our patch. Digging into the detail a bit, you'll see that apartments make up about a fifth of the properties we let last year. And these typically rent for £698 per calendar month. That's well under the West Midlands average of £875. And it's a big reason why so many renters gravitate towards this part of Shropshire. Terraced houses are also noticeably more affordable here, achieving an average of £899 a month compared with £942 regionally. Semi-detached homes show a smaller gap, but still a saving, coming in at £1,026 compared to £1,079. Detached houses are much rarer. Only 61 were let in the last year, but they stand out for value too. Locally, they average £1,080 a month, while across the wider region, you'd be looking at around £1,339. Now, if you're wondering who's driving all this demand, it's interesting to note that the typical new renter demographic in our area is around 34 years old, with more than a fifth falling into the 25 to 29 bracket. So you've got a mix of young professionals, families, and people looking for better value without compromising on lifestyle. Looking ahead to the rest of 2025, demand continues to outpace supply. So if you're on the hunt for a new rental, our advice is simple. Act fast. Summer always brings a surge in interest, so if you spot a property you love, it's worth arranging a viewing as soon as you can to avoid missing out. While you're at it, make sure you're clear about your budget. It's easy to focus just on the monthly rent, but remember to factor in things like council tax, utility bills, and any maintenance fees. And don't skip the detail in your lease. Check deposit requirements, restrictions around pets, and anything else that might catch you by surprise later on. One big change on the horizon is the Renters' Rights Bill, which is set to reshape lettings in quite a fundamental way. Now, this legislation will strengthen tenant protections by abolishing no-fault evictions, capping rent increases to once a year in line with market rates, and making it harder for landlords to take upfront payments and prevent competitive bidding on their properties. Plus, it will make it easier for tenants to have pets, which is something a lot of people have been waiting for. For landlords and tenants alike, these changes underline just how important it is to work with a reputable property mark agent like us who can guide you through what's becoming an increasingly complex market. And before we wrap up, let's talk about the local lifestyle, because it's not just about the numbers. Our area offers so much in terms of community and amenities. If you're keen on something modern, it's definitely worth checking out the newly built 3-bedroom semi-detached homes popping up in TF6. These come with all the contemporary features you'd expect, plus the benefit of being close to both Telford and Shrewsbury. We are also pleased to share we have a sales market update accompanying this one to give you insight into both markets, all brought to you by us at Manleys for Telford and Wellington, so be sure to check it out. So that's your snapshot of the market this summer. If you've got any questions or you're thinking of making a move, feel free to get in touch. We're always here to help you make sense of it all. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for our future local property updates.
Get in touch with the lettings team at Manleys at manleysproperty.co.uk. Give them a call on 01952 245 064 or drop them an email, info@manleysproperty.co.uk.